guys, and welcome to Hopcore Tarot. Today I'm going to share with you my latest tarot deck. As I said, the moment I had the idea for this channel, I knew it was the time to buy a new tarot deck because I have been using this for several years. This is a mermaid tarot, but I have been waiting for kind of an excuse to get a new one because this deck is amazing, but sometimes I feel a little bit too gentle with my feelings, and I wanted one that was that gave me more room of interpretation, because this is great, but it's like really mermaid based, and I feel it has a little less symbolism than other decks. So I decided I would go buy a new tarot deck, and today we're going to unbox it, and it's gonna be this one. It is a translation, but it is called Landscapes of the Soul, and it is by Francesca Matteoni, and the artist is Yoshi Mari. I have not had the chance to actually see the cards because the stores where I can buy tarot decks do not have samples a lot of the time that are already open for you to go through them. But the one that really sold me was this one here on the side. Well, actually, let us take the plastic out first so you can see it well. Okay, we are ready now to plastic out, and I was telling you the image that sold me was this one right here. You can see there is a fox spirit coming down from the Aurora Borealis to talk to a deer, and there's a little hut. Well, it's not a hut, well, you know what I mean. There's a little hut there, like a home, and it's a safe place that is just like shining in the light under the heavenly lights, and I just thought it was amazing for interpretation, amazing for clarity and spiritual insight. So that's what sold me. Here it has an octopus, but I thought that wasn't that cool. And then I also really like this one here. You can barely see it. This is the devil, and it's a deer with red eyes in a forest. And I think this deck really is for me and the style I am going to have reading cards. So let's open it. Haha. Here it is. We have a really thick booklet. I like that. I'm a newbie, so this is gonna help me a lot. Oh, it has a description of the card for the meanings, and then it has a little, well, it's in Portuguese, sorry, but it has like 2 positive and 2 negative aspects for, you know, a quicker look. I'm gonna have to have a good look at this, but we'll learn as we go. It's okay. And then these are the actual cards. I'm gonna go through all of them. Oh my gosh, there's a box inside the box. Whoa. Whoa. Surprised because it wasn't an expensive deck. It was 20 euros and I had a discount, so I only paid like 14. But surprised for the amount of packaging. Let's see the card quality. Okay, they're not bad. They're a little thin. Let's go through them. First, we have the full. It is really nice imagery. The magician is a bird flying. I love that. The high priestess has an owl, which is one of the animals of the Greek goddess of wisdom. So love that too, and I think the colors are amazing. The empress is a deer. Oh my gosh, the emperor it has a spider there. But these are really tall building. I think this deck is going to be great with combination of other cards. The Hierophant, it has 2 little birds here and a little door that goes inside the tree. The lovers are 2 otters. Guys, have you seen those pictures of otters holding each other's paws? Well, they're floating away in the river. Good choice. Is this a falcon, guys? I'm not sure. The meanings of the cards and doing my, you know, the styling a little bit. The Empress, Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot. Okay, it's the Chariot. Forgot about that one. And I love it because I think it's a hawk flying towards the end of the tunnel. A Strength is a bird. Okay, this is Strength. It's a bird. A curious choice, but we will work with that. The Hermit is a lone wolf. Okay, this is the Wheel of Fortune and it's literally cosmic. What do we think about that? Justice is a trout or a salmon going upstream. Interesting choice. The Hangman is no hangman, it's some goldfish. Huh. I like that. I'm being really surprised with this deck. Oh my gosh, guys, that card is a turtle hatching and being get eaten by the seagull. Like, oh my gosh. This deck might be a little too intense. Temperance, a wolf and a lamb drinking from the same river. Wow. Oh, this is one of the cards that told me the devil. Look at that. So I'm actually writing a serialized novel on Substack, and one of the creatures that appears is a deer-like thing. So I really related to this picture. Tower is what I think is a white pigeon over some kind of cave with a forest inside. The star, this is one of my favorite cards of the tarot, if not the favorite. So, because, well, I'm an Aquarius and this symbolizes hope too, so I think it's a wonderful card. But we have this, one of those little bags that emits light by itself, and then a shooting star to ask for a wish. I think this is wonderful. Then we have the moon, which is literally going in or out of a well. And there's a moth drawn to the light, and also a frog there. I'm gonna need to check into frog symbolism, but cool one. The sun has sunflowers, a sunflower field, and there is a little rabbit here. Wonderful card. Judgment, oh my gosh, this is the one that actually drew me to this deck, Judgment, which I didn't know it was gonna be Judgment, but this is amazing actually. The fox and the deer judging each other. I'm gonna need to think about this one. The world is a world held, well, hugged by a polar bear. Interesting. Okay, one of swords and iceberg. I think the swords are gonna be like ice, arctic, polar based. Two of swords. Interesting. Little bird. Three of swords. Guess in the comments what the three of swords is gonna be, because yeah, bleeding heart or bleeding water. Whoa, look at that. Four of swords, we have dags. Oh my gosh. Five of swords. Okay, so they're, well, not all of the swords are polar based. We have a little bag going up the tree towards a bird that is not looking at it, thankfully. Six of swords, we have a little bird and a ship moving down there, and there's a lot of water and distance on some mountains. Seven of swords is a kangaroo in the desert. Eight of swords, I think these are just snakes, maybe. I'm not sure, this looks like a trash can, but maybe it's some kind of cage and they're escaping from it. I love how the colors go so gray for the nighttime. Nine of swords, bats hanging on desolated trees. 10 of swords. Wow, this is a little dark, like literally, but there is a ray of light, because it's the completion of the cycle, I guess. There it is, focused. Okay, page of swords is a seagull going through a storm. Amazing. Oh my gosh, the Knight of Swords, fast, a falcon going down for the prey. Queen of Swords, of course, knowledge, wisdom, intellect, it's an owl. King of Swords, a vulture. Interesting. I like that. I'm liking this deck a lot. Okay, one of Ace of Wands is literally the trunk of a tree, but like just the top. But there are flowers around, I guess it's spring. Two of Wands. Look at this beautiful garden, a little butterfly right there. Three of Wands, oh my gosh, I love this one. There are spirit animals on the smoke coming out of the fire. I think this is wonderful. I love this deck already. Wands, but nothing in the picture is just four. There are some cows in the background, some haystacks, and it gives off a really peaceful feeling. Five of Wands, there's is this called a wolverine? I'm not sure of the name in English, but it's just a forest with this little animal there. Six of Wands, we have a little city in a hill with some beautiful blue butterflies, and it's also so peaceful. Seven of Wands, there's a penguin up here, and there's an eclipse, and this tiny iceberg where I think the penguin might be in some trouble, because how is he gonna get down there? Can he just jump safely? Eight of Wands, fireworks and a chameleon. Look at all those colors. Nine of Wands, we have, I'm not even sure what this is, some kind of night field with a mountain at the back. Ten of Wands, we have, ooh, is that a donkey? I'm not sure if it's a donkey, I'm gonna need to check the description. And there is this bird flying up here, and the donkey has left the hay cart behind and is just walking forward. Okay, Knight of Wands is this, is it a squirrel or is it one of those prairie animals? I mean, no, it must be a squirrel because it's very tiny. It's smaller than the dandelion. No, wait, squirrels are not that tiny. Well, there's this tiny rodent and a dandelion. Oh my gosh, this is the Knight of Wands is a jumping lynx. Lynx used to be my favorite animals. I just think they represent insight and esoteric knowledge so well. Ooh, Queen of Wands is a fox buried under a tree and surrounded by the roots. Nice. King of Wands, a white tiger in the jungle. Whoa. I mean, since it's the King of Wands, I would have had an orange tiger, but I think the white will give us some clues at some point. Then we have One of Cups, sorry, Ace of Cups. It's this little pond of water in a natural environment, so it makes me feel so good inside, so at peace. Two of Cups, a unicorn there in the back with what I'm gonna assume is the moonlight shining upon it. Three of Cups, there's a tiny fish and it looks like he's going down from the waterfall. Four of Cups, a crane flying towards the sunset. Five of Cups, oh my gosh, there's this little mouse here, and I think this is a broken well. Six of Cups, okay, it looks like there's a pumpkin patch and somebody is building a very thick wall that is gonna keep them away from the outside, but the outside has a little swing, it has a little swing, so looks like enjoyment and easy nice life are to the other side of the wall it's building. Seven of Cups, this is a coral reef, so maybe a coral reef, and we have jellyfishes, and I think this one has an eye, so maybe it's a little squid or something. Eight of Cups, it's this, whoa, there's this railroad, but there are flowers growing on it, so I guess it hasn't been used in this side at least for a while. I'm not sure what bird it is, but it is flying away. Nine of Cups is an oasis with a camel drinking from it in the desert. Really nice. We have Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is, okay, there's a black cat and I think that's a white dog, and they have a little puddle of water and just this idyllic background. Page of Cups is this little exotic fish just like swimming around between the corals. Knight of Cups, a manta ray. Whoa, moving upwards faster than the fish for sure. Queen of Cups, there's one of those small white whales and it's going downwards from a whirlpool. Interesting. King of Cups is the octopus, guys. This was the octopus all along. It's going downwards, which is interesting. We'll see what the booklet has to say during the readings. The Ace of Pentacles is one of those prehistoric drawings. I'm not sure you can see it on camera, and it's on this rock. Two of Pentacles. Guys, there's a raccoon here on top of this trunk. and is holding an egg that is almost as big as him, upwards towards the light. Three of Pentacles, we have a little squirrel and this section of the forest, which doesn't look like the trees are doing too well, but the ones around them are healthy, so I think that's important. Four of Pentacles, well, there's this little, I know it's not called a hat, but I can't remember the name right now, like those little houses they have in Mongolia, and there's a bison, is it a bison? I think it's a bison, or some similar type of cow-like animal, and it's so peaceful but also a little lonely here. Five of Pentacles, this is Aqualde, and there is a new tree, new vegetation coming out in contrast with the old trees which are looking at that. Six of Pentacles, and we have, oh my gosh, there's a mouse or something similar right here. There are fresh fruits being left for someone in their house. Seven of Pentacles, there is this little viewpoint with no one around, but there is a lot of eggs right there, like a lot of them. Eight of Pentacles, we have these, I'm gonna say they are bees. Oh yeah, there's a bee down here. There's a bee down here, and there's the, oh my gosh, what is the house of the bees? Panels? No. Hive? The hive, yeah, there's a bee with a pink dandelion, or it's probably another kind of flower, I don't know. And there's a hive there. Nine of Pentacles, we have what seems to be a little sparrow, and there's this garden that opens up through the arc towards the light. 10 of Pentacles, we have, oh my gosh, we have one dog on the side and this looking straight into a rabbit, which is on the light, and the dog is on the shade. Page of Pentacles, grounded, steady, earthy. It is an earth turtle. Standing proud of mighty, but not going very fast. The Knight of Pentacles is also not very fast. It is an elephant. Also really grounded energy, I like it. The Queen of Pentacles is a bear. How could she not be? And then the last card we have is the King of Pentacles, which is it's a gorilla, but it's just like alone, and it's just on top of a little hill, which I guess is like a throne in this case. And that's the whole deck. I can't wait to use it. I'm gonna need to use the booklet while I read for you guys, but I'm really happy with it. I think it's gonna give us so much information and I'm really liking it. But this is everything for today, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.